So now read verse 1, Hebrews 12.
Hebrews 12:1. Okay,
Read the first word.
Therefore.
Okay, see that? Go back 2 verses. It's Hebrews 11,
39.
39 and 40.
Okay. All of these, though they gained divine approval through their faith, did not receive the fulfillment of what was promised, because God had us in mind and had something better for us, so that they, these men and women of authentic faith, I love that word though, authentic faith, would not be made perfect, that is, completed in Him apart from us.
Man, think this through. There's a flip in these 2 verses. What is it? What's the flip? The flip.
You got me last time with this.
Read it again if you don't get it. Read it one more time. This is critical. This is critical here. These 2 verses. Go.
And all these, though they gained divine approval through their faith, did not receive the fulfillment of what was promised, because God had us in mind and had something better for us, so that they, these men and women of authentic faith, would not be made perfect, that is, completed in Him apart from us.
Yeah, did you see that?
Oh.
Them and us.
Them and us.
They are of authentic faith.
Yes.
They did what they did, seeing a promise.
Right.
That they didn't get yet.
Right, okay.
They're not going to get that promise until we get the promise. Because the promise requires the coming of the Lord.
Right.
Therefore, they and us get the promise at the coming of the Lord at the same time.
Gotcha.
So, with us, they will be made perfect. With us, they will receive eternal inheritance. With us, they are one.
Right.
God's going to pour out the eternal inheritance on they and us.
Right.
He's going to be pouring it out to vindicate those who would dare express faith.
Authentic faith.
The authentic type.
Okay.
Now, go back a couple of, 2 more verses. Go back 2 more.
37, 36, 35.
Start at 35.
35.
Yep.
Hebrews 11:35.
Yep.
Women received back their dead by resurrection, and others were tortured to death, refusing to accept release offered on the condition of denying their faith.
Now, right there, they were approved of God through what they did here. Right. Got me? Approved of God. Yeah. That is, God said, I approve of you.
Right.
You're going to get the reward for faith.
Right.
But along with you and me. Go.
So that they would be resurrected to a better life. And others experienced the trial of mocking and scourging amid torture, and even chains and imprisonment. They were stoned to death. They were sawn in two. They were lured with tempting offers to renounce their faith.
Yeah.
They were put to death by the sword.
Yeah.
They went about wrapped in skins of sheep and goats, utterly destitute, oppressed, cruelly treated. People of whom the world was not worthy.
Yeah.
Wandering in deserts and mountains and living in caves and holes in the ground.
Next.
And all of these.
Stop. See?
Now,
all of them.
Now wait a minute. Now this is the writer of Hebrews is talking to people who are under heavy persecution after the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. And he's telling them about what happened to people before the death, burial, and resurrection. How they were approved of God by their authentic faith, which means authentic faith would have to be something else other than what we've become, what we believe faith is today.
Say it one more time.
Okay. This writer of Hebrews is talking to people who are under heavy persecution after the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. He's telling them about a people who, before the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ,
Come on, sister.
were suffering heavy, heavy persecution, and he was letting us know the post death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ people understand that these people, without the death, burial, and resurrection, were approved of God by their faith.
Yeah.
So what was faith before the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ?
It was being loyal. It was being steadfast. It was showing fidelity. It was showing communion and fellowship with a living God, because God had promised them redemption, which they held on to, even though they couldn't see it. They were persuaded by a promise made to Old Testament people.
Right.